one of the highlights of AEA is the opening day and the new product introductions, and we're following up on some of the cool stuff, aviation toys, if you will, that we saw at the NPI this year. So star of stage, screen, and NPI, these are the guys from ADS. Jeremy, first, tell me what you're doing here.
Well, we're here today to showcase our brand new bridle cable clamp tensioning tool. This tool is designed to take the burden off the technicians so they don't not pulling like springs and using safety wire contraptions and getting blood all over their arm.
Cutting the heck out of you. Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Just to do a simple process so we can take hours off the job. At ADS, we know that if we can remove time off the job, that's more money the technicians in the shops are going to make, allowing them to turn aircraft faster. So if we can save them 80 hours a year, that could be an extra 2 or 3 planes that they're doing a year versus, it's the difference between 5 and 6 planes, 7 planes, which affects their bottom line. Like
that idea. I got to ask, how'd you come up with this?
So one of our customers last year said, these kits you're doing are great. What are you going to do next? And I said, I don't know yet. I haven't even finished this show. So we get back, and Mike he's one of our business partners. He's an avionics technician. All of my business partners are either former technicians, current technicians, or own their own repair shops. So we sat down and we're like, what can we do that's going to actually make a difference? What's going to save? It was like, well, I hate tensioning bridle cable clamps. It's just a pain in the butt. So we sat down, we drew it up on a whiteboard. We literally drew it up, and everybody put their input in.
Whiteboard? Everybody uses a napkin. So modern of you.
It was. We still have the beer on the table, though, so let's not knock that off. No, I'm just kidding. But
it is aviation after all.
But we're like, Mike's like, it needs to have a spring-loaded bolt. We have to be able to sink it. And the other guy's like, we need to have a puller on it so we can push and pull. Oh, it has to be installed with one hand. So we try to meet all these criteria to simplify these processes for these guys.
Well, certainly got a lot of attention here. Just a few minutes ago, there's a guy walking up with a credit card, wanted to buy it on the spot. And yeah. Unfortunately, you can't do this here at the convention, but I imagine come tomorrow, it's going to be a good day.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a really good day. My accountant should be very happy and very busy, so at least she's earning her pay that day. So,
where did ADS come from? How did this come to be?
All right. So at the end of the Orlando AEA in 2023, I was at dinner with Mike, Brian Yablon is one of our partners, Michelle and Jason Kubiak is another one of our partners, and we were kind of just discussing where the shortfalls are coming due to, especially with all of the, the difficulty it is to find new technicians. And we were talking about all the unbilled hours. So Brian's like, Jeremy, it's just too bad you can't sell time. I said, well, why not? And from there, we started talking about our autopilot kits, which we then put in the hands of Edmo. Let Edmo get it out there into the hands of those guys. We have the work order management software, Amy, that I've been pushing for, going on 8 years now. Then we started doing the engineering side. So, okay, shops don't have time to do engineering or they're not billing for it. So let us take that burden. And then now we've got the tool. So everything that we do in the business is to sell time to the shops, because that's one thing that they don't ever have enough of. You talk to guys who are doing the prints. Oh yeah, I'll work on the plane all day, and then I'm working 4 hours extra at night to work on the prints. Are you charging for that? No. Oh, I'm going to spend, 8-10 hours putting this hardware kit together. Are you charging for it? No. Well, why not? Yeah. What if we can give you something that's going to make your life easier and not some tchotchke that you have to go try to push and resell to your customer?
Interesting. In regards to autopilot kits, who are you supporting?
Right now we're supporting Garmin, so it's all the GFC 500 and 600 autopilots. We have a kit for every airframe on their AML. Each kit is broke out and individually labeled. They're all serialized. They're broke out by the option of, this is the base hardware, this is the servo hardware, here's the ground stud stack up for the servos. So we're including all the bottle rockets, all the ring terminals, all that stuff. And then we serialize it. So by serializing it, if any shop needs the trace, all the paperwork, they call us up, they give us the serial number of their kit, and then we'll send them a file with all the certs that we have on file for that particular kit. So
nothing like keeping it simple.
Nothing like keeping it simple. That's kind of the name of the game. So we make it easy for these guys.
Well, especially when you're trying to assemble a list of components and this, that, and the other. Do you have this? Do you have that? Where's the right head and thermostat and the whole 9 yards? Get one box, here it comes, off you go. Yeah, that's where time is really money.
Well, we even simplify the process by even linking each kit to the Garmin addendum number. So it's impossible to order the wrong one. If you got your drawing that you're doing, there's the addendum number. Oh, there's the kit for it. That's it, I'm done.
Outstanding. Tell me about this device.
I'm going to let Mike step in.
There we go. How's Mike sitting in the background here? Mike Selman, thanks so much for spending time with us here on Aero-News. A lot of people talking about this. Why?
Well, thanks for coming, Jim. Real happy to showcase our new AT-AT 1100 Walker. This is a game changer, right? There's been a lot of debate and talk back and forth about how to help shops run more efficiently, and that's our bread and butter here at Aviation Design and Supply. And one of the things that always kept coming up was adjusting this bridle cable tension. That's a really, really big, important thing when you're installing an autopilot. And let's say you go out on a test flight and you have something go wrong or it's not performing like it should. The first question that tech support will ask when you call them up at Garmin, Aviation, is what's your bridle cable tension? Right? It tends to be wrong, and the reason for that is because there's so many different ways to adjust your bridle cable tension. A lot of them are very rudimentary. They're designed in-house. They're thought up by the techs, and it works for them, but it's not great. It's not ideal. So what we decided to do was we decided to eliminate all the problems that we had heard over the last few months about what they have to do to overcome that issue. So we locked ourselves in the room with the whiteboard and drew out solutions and solutions to problems that a lot of guys had, and we built it all out into a single thing. So what I'd like to do is kind of show you how this works. And
I was hoping you would.
Yeah, absolutely. So
more toys.
The kit does come in a set of 4, and the reason for that is each of these clamp bodies are different sizes, right, for your different cables.
All right.
And there's 2 channels for each one, and I'll get to that in a second. But so what we'll do here is go ahead and take this off. So here's how it'll come, right? And we're getting ready to adjust a bridle cable here, right? I've snugged it up a little bit. I'm getting ready to install it. Our instruction manual that comes with the kit does have a little cheat sheet, and these are all Garmin. This is every Garmin bridle cable clamp by part number. If you're working on that addendum and you're installing the bridle cable clamp, you already know what part number that you're working with. So for example, here's a 30-01, and on my cheat sheet I have the 30-01 bridle cable clamp. The clamp head is going to be the 125, and these are all numbered by the cable size. So I go ahead and I pick that one out, and then pin position 2. The pin position here is because on our Walker there are 3 pin positions, if you can see it right there, and that covers the different lengths of your bridle cable size. This is meant to straddle your bridle cable, allowing you to push and pull and walk the tension in precisely to where you need it to be. So we're going with pin position 2 today for that particular bridle cable clamp, all right? So we put that pin in there, and now we're all set up. Now I mentioned the spring-loaded bolt. The spring-loaded bolt is our answer to preventing the need to assemble this on your cable assembly, and also is critical for your single-handed operation. Many times these bridle cable clamps are way back in a tail boom, or they're hidden behind an inspection cover inside the wing, and it's really hard to get the 3 hands in there that you need to adjust your bridle cable clamps. We've eliminated all of that, Jim, so here's what we're gonna do. So I'm simply just gonna lay this over my bridle assembly. With that spring-loaded bolt, I'm gonna push that in, and I'm going to let go, and now my bridle cable, my Walker, is held in place with that spring. I did that with one hand. Now I can come over here with my tools and I can cinch down my cable, or my clamp, excuse me. Once I've got that cinched down, now I can put my tensiometer on there, all right? Once I'm tightened down, I then simply turn this bolt and I walk that bridle cable back to get my proper tension, right? So we'll go, and once we're good there, we're hands-free. Now I've got the right tension, or I'm a little bit higher, because a lot of times with certain clamps like this, you may have to give it a few extra pounds. Once you take it off, it releases some tension, it relaxes, right? But it really, really helps you really dial in that.
Especially if it's the first cable.
That's right. So once we're done there, now we tighten down our bridle cable clamp. I loosen my clamp, and then again, I'm off and I'm done. That's it. So many folks that I've talked to during the show, I must have heard at least a dozen different ways to do what we just did, right? All the rudimentary things, yanking on this and holding down with a thing and taking a screwdriver and pulling it back. So everybody that we've talked to was just blown away by how we were able to fix all those solutions. So we're very excited to have this for the AEA membership and shops all over the country. It's available now on sale on our website.
Just not today.
Just not today. You can order it today. We can't. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do that. So.
No, I love watching people come up to see something, recognize it, and go, yeah, want.
Yep.
And
yeah, we've got a lot of that. A lot of that this year.
Very good. So, within the spectrum of the industry right now, we're watching avionics continue to grow. We're, of course, watching Washington like a hawk right now. What's your thoughts about how you fit in, everything here, what you're seeing, and your feeling about being a part of the avionics industry right now? What are you learning from it, being here?
You know, there's a general consensus that there is an absolute technician shortage in the industry, and everybody's looking for different ways to combat that. Nobody has the one answer, and there is no one single answer. So there's a lot of companies that are doing their part to answer that question. How can we fix that issue, right? AEA is doing amazing things with their workforce development. Nick Brown is doing fantastic things at that department over there with the AEA. And
I keep hearing Nick's name coming up and up and up, so there you go.
He's a fantastic guy. He's a fellow veteran, and that's a soft spot for me. So
same here.
Anything I can do, appreciate your service. Anything that we can do to really grab the attention of the talent that's coming out and transitioning military, we're going to do that. What we're doing here at ADS is we are helping those shops that are in the here and now that have that problem of the technician shortage, and we're just making their jobs easier. With the autopilot kits, we're saving them time by grabbing all of those parts, right? We can save them 4, 8, sometimes 10 hours grabbing all those parts and just reducing that to a single line item. That saves a ton of time. That's not one person out of way doing all that stuff. With our AT-AT Walker, what we're doing is we're making a process much simpler in the aircraft and making it less cumbersome, right? So it's maybe a little more fun getting in there. With our engineering prints, right? We're saving time of the shop owner who's running very lean, running a skeleton crew, has to run a shop, has to do installs, and then at the end of the day, he's got to go back and do engineering prints. So that's another service that we provide. Our chief customer is the shops that are walking around this show today, and we sell that time and we provide that. So I think that we are combating the technician shortage by making the shops' lives so much easier.
I actually heard a story yesterday from a guy who's running into tech shortage, right? He started 2023 out with 5 or 6 techs. He's down to 3. But he uses the software. He buys our kits from Edmo. He just bought 2 of these, and he uses our kit services. He said, look, if it wasn't for you, I would be screwed right now. But because of the services that you're adding, I've been able to do more with the guys that I have and be able to pay my guys more money now. So I don't have to worry about hunting these down because we're more efficient, we're more lean, we're turning aircraft faster, and we're all making more money. So I mean, that made me feel really good when you said that.
Well, for a company that had its genesis in 2023, which was like a couple days ago, right. You guys have been on the fast track for a while. Between 23 and 25, what changes are you seeing in the industry, and how do they affect you?
Well, we're not affected as much as some of the shops are as far as labor goes, because we're more of a manufacturer than an avionics shop. So we can actually bring unskilled folks in, train them, and get them on, which is one of the reasons why we have the daycare. Because when we bring a trained folks in, we don't want to lose anybody because they have to go pay for daycares. We've invested money into them.
You're providing daycare?
Yeah, we provide daycare for employees who can't afford daycare. They can bring them to work. We have somebody watch them. They read books. They do learning exercises, and they can go have lunch with their kids if they want in the building. So the kids are right there. They don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's one way to keep staff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're happy. But that's how we do. We do things within our industry, within our building, to retain employee loyalty. What can we do to keep our employees happy? Because turnover costs too much money. You know, why do I want to...
Preaching to the choir, my friend.
You know, why do I want to go pay somebody and invest in training for them to work 6 months and then quit? So when I invest in an employee, I want to make sure they stay long term, and we're giving them a job skill that they can take on somewhere else down the road.
Well, here's a big question. Ready? What's next for ADS?
I will tell you next year. You'll see another cartoon MPI that'll wake everybody up in the middle of the show, and then we'll have this conversation again.
We'll be there to shoot it live. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. And
There's a couple of things already cooking, but I don't let the cat out of the bag just yet.
I'll tell you what, we're happy to see innovation continue in this industry on small and much larger scales. It all molds together. Gentlemen, where can people get more information on both your product line and your services?
Go to aviationdesignsupply.com. It's got a full list of all of our capabilities. All the hardware kits are listed there, so they can look them up, find out what's there, then transfer over to Edmo or the other distributors to be able to purchase. They can learn more about the hardware kits, learn more about our software system, AIM-EMX, and our engineering solutions.
Mike, final question.
Sure.
Having a good time?
I'm having a blast.
Isn't this cool out here?
I love it.
It's funny, we go to a lot of shows. We do Oshkosh, the big kahuna there. The next one's going to be my 52nd, so, big, cool, and so forth.
Sure.
Sun and fun, we love it, great, so forth and so on, but I can't think of any community within aviation that is as well run, as tightly organized, and where the community is as intact as the avionics community. It's why we love being here.
I couldn't agree more. This is definitely a reunion for a lot of the guys that I don't get to see regularly throughout the year. So coming back and catching up with old friends and seeing how they're doing, how their companies are coming along, getting face to face with our partners every day, all of our shops that we deal with. It really is it's a battery recharge every year when we come out to AEA and all the regionals and all the great things AEA is doing.
So long as we all survive the first night or party.
No kidding, no doubt.
All righty, gentlemen. Thanks for spending some time with Aero-News, especially with our live audience. And we look forward to seeing what you come up with next year. But in the meantime, anything new comes up in between, be sure to shoot a press release and let us know. We appreciate it.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 68th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Phoenix, Arizona, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors: